Yeah, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our brand new Sandbox build. This is our Jungle Ruins build. Your eyes do not deceive you. 2 episodes in a week. I did promise we try to do that going forward. So I've done a lot of work since the last video, as I said. Just decorating things, neatening things up a little bit. So we're going to take a quick little skedaddle. As you see, I put more walls up. And as you round this corner, more importantly, what you'll see is that I've gone ahead and I moved the buildings and flattened everything. And it really does look a lot better. Added some more detail at the side. I've done the walls all the way around the exhibit, as you can see, so the listros look fully contained by just the wall system. And over on this right hand side, did the same over here. Added some more details, added some more sort of decorations and stuff, and flattened the area so it looks a little bit more realistic. And just chucked in some walls and chucked in some details here and there. And as you can see, it is perfectly encapsulated by the wall. Now, I've had a lot of comments as to why I'm still using fences and stuff like that, because you could contain the dinosaurs just using the walls, but that doesn't look realistic, I guess, and I quite like the idea of fusing the fences, these fences, with the Malta stuff. And I think if you were going to contain a scary dinosaur, but you wanted to keep some of the old town alive, that's the kind of thing you would do. So that is very much part of the plan. That's not like an accident. That is very much on purpose. And we're going to keep doing it going forward. This one doesn't matter so much, you can't really see it. I could in theory delete that, but I mean, you can't see the bloody thing anyway. So yeah, pretty happy with how it looks so far. Much happier now that it's flat. The lack of symmetry here will haunt me for the rest of my days, but you know, it keeps me on my toes, I suppose. Oh, that rhymes. Right, so what are we going to do? Do I have to kill any of you? I don't. We're going to stop building our next habitat, and I really like the idea. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I think it might be a giga. I don't know. Giga's big. I really like the idea of having, like, this thin walkway down, like an alleyway, like a thin little street that you walk down, and you've got these Malta buildings at the side, and then there's a break in the building, and within that little break, or maybe like there's a couple of breaks, you can see into the exhibit, and they're like roaming around this sort of yard area just beyond the street. So that's the plan. We're going to see how well that works out. So I do want to keep the street relatively small, but not too small. I'm thinking like a single path like this is probably what we're going for. That looks weird, but that's okay. So the idea is you walk down here, I'm walking here, you walk down here, and then you turn off down here, and we're just going to cover the sides in these Maltese buildings, and I think it's going to look really cool. Also going to put in some thin ones that go off like so. The idea being that I can build like alleyways. Should probably do that around the actual buildings, but it's not here nor there. Maybe that connects over that. Let's pretend that makes sense. Don't know what this is going to look like. Let's find out. So we need probably, I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of building we use. We just need buildings. Let's use a staff centre, for example. Although, yes, that's fine. And let's use a, I've already got acquisition centre in the area. Let's use maybe not a rival building. Maybe guest buildings are better. Hotel is lovely for it. Attractions? There's a lack of buildings in a weird way. Like, I would like more buildings than I've got access to, strangely enough. Let's stick this bad boy in there. Oh, no, it's got a stupid little thing. Why do you have to have a stupid little thing? Like, the little grey bits that stick out. It makes the buildings really interesting, but it's really obnoxious for what I'm trying to achieve here. We're going to put that a little bit further back. That's fine. We're going to add more walls and stuff anyway. But I really want it to feel like you're hemmed in, you know. I want you to feel suffocated. I don't know why. Okay, it's just who I am. Leave me alone. But I really like the idea that you are surrounded on all sides by these massive buildings. That is perfect. That hatchery side is really good. Loads of interesting little details. Definitely looks like something you'd see just sort of walking down around in the city, so... And I want the gap to be pretty small. And then we just put our fence across the boundary like so. I'm going to get it right into there. Lovely. Maybe in the tower. Okay, and then... I'm just going to do the same over here. So what we do, we're going to drag that along. So that's a separate piece. And then we go along again. And then we can delete the one in the middle. Like so. And then we'll replace that with an invisible one. Is the plan. Don't know what that noise was. Please ignore it. My Alexa is just beeping at me excitedly in the background. She's very excited about the park build, you know? She's having a great time. Okay, so we'll put another building over here. This is going to be our Atrociraptor habitat. So I know they need a decent amount of space. Because they're a pain in the ass. So let's bring that all the way across there. Maybe we need to do this one more time looking at it. So that would go across to about there, and then a regular fence again. Maybe we could have slightly larger, or maybe a little turn-off. Turn-offs are cool. Maybe. Have a little pathway that goes down there and sort of takes you into, not into the habitat, but sort of into the habitat. You know what I mean? Not into the habitat, but sort of into the habitat. Ah, that didn't work. I thought that was going to work. I know what I mean. As long as I know what I mean, then nothing else really matters. This is very strangely angled. I guess that's okay, actually. It probably suits the vibe we're going for. So we'd have that, and then maybe on this side we'll have a building from about... Can I curve that beautifully around? No. Yeah, probably about there. And then invisible... I realise that I'm just kind of... I'm talking to myself. And, like, from my perspective, what I'm saying makes sense. But I'm just saying the words I think are necessary for me to, like, figure things out in my mind. And that it probably doesn't make that much sense to people watching at home. It's got to trust me with this. We're on this magical journey together. It's going to be fine. I trust me. Probably. Ish. Not really. Okay. Anyway, so we need to line this with buildings again. Sure. Let's make sure that clashes over nicely. Ooh, yeah. I think because of the style of building, because it's all a bit inherently ramshackle. Also, I'm going to turn off these these building notifications because it's inherently a little bit ramshackle. I think you can kind of just glom the buildings together and it kind of just works. You know, that's two buildings and they are overlapping, but can you really notice? Other than the truck going mad over there? I don't think you can. I think it just works. Which is really cool. Yeah, so this is kind of what I wanted. Oh, the problem is the buildings that stick, like the restrooms. They just want to stick onto things. I think it's working. It's always hard to tell. That's going to be the exhibit. I'm going to need more. We just need to keep chucking buildings in here. More than anything else, just keep throwing in the buildings and we'll make it work. So that's the bit. I'm going to put walls in front of that. That corner, we'll put some little decorations. Let's get another... I'm going to be using these hatcheries a lot, apparently. Yeah, pretty happy. Pretty happy with how that's worked out. Probably need some more decos, and then this path can carry on that way for Okay, that was weird. For something else. Don't know what. I haven't planned out that far ahead, quite frankly, but something else. So we'll carry on the city, and then maybe it'll open up, and we'll do a truck tour or something. We can even, you know, I'd like to integrate like the zip line as well. I just want to cover this backside. Shut up. Jog. See a hatchery in there, why not? And I want to cover that bit up as well. Just stick it all in. That's the way. And then, do we want this to feel like an exhibit, or do we want to feel... I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this a little bit longer. Long exhibit. We're going to make this a little bit longer. And I kind of want it to feel as though the Atrocies are... Like what we're doing is we're not containing the Atrociraptors, right? I mean, technically we are, but that's not... In terms of the story, we're not containing the Atrociraptors. What we're doing is keeping them from the city. Like, they are emerging from the surrounding forest. And all we are doing is placing down fences in the city limits to try stop those Atrociraptors. So, yeah, so you can't see the fence anymore. And, except over there, but we'll fix that. So the idea is that the Atrociraptors basically emerge from the forest to hunt, because, you know, these are aggressive creatures, so they emerge from the forest every now and again to come hunt at the city. So the city have erected these metal fences to keep the Atrociraptors from the populace, basically. It's a very similar idea to those of you who watched I did an Indian section on one of my builds, and I kind of did a riff on the problem that they have with the encroachment of tigers and stuff like that. And we had like a city market bazaar area. I was really proud of that bazaar at the time as well. We had like a bazaar area, and at the side, in the alleyways, there were these little fences keeping the tigers and the crocodiles away. So that's kind of the idea. Let's get some water. Put into there. If you have that going into the forest, it's going to more sell the idea that it's a real place, because it kind of heads off into the distance, you know? Might even put like a little bit of height. I'm a little worried because I flattened the whole area because I was getting annoyed over here, but like having a bit of height does help. Sell it as a real place. Just need to make sure you can't see the fence. I think this is looking pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with it. Maybe we'll have some floodlights in the area, because, you know, this is a place in a lot of danger. It's kind of the idea that, you know, I know that Malta's got this old style, retrofitted, haphazard kind of building style, but a lot of these places are modernising in a lot of ways, whilst trying to retain some respect and love for the history, right? You don't have to scrap the history to modernise your society. It can be ancient visually, but modern in other ways, in your technology and yada yada yada. So let's say, you know, they've got a grant, or the UN has come in, or someone to help them out with some modern technology to kind of dissuade the Atrociraptors. So they would have lights, right, to kind of see when the Atrociraptors are approaching. Maybe you'd have like a watchtower as well. Maybe they're going to repurpose this old utility tower. It's like an early warning watchtower, and you'd access it from over here, logically. So let's get the ladder. This is getting a little bit more detailed than I planned. We put that there, so you can actually climb into it from the street, and then you can get up here and just sit there maybe and look out into the habitat. And you'd have people on watch, keeping an eye out for these Atrociraptors as they approach. I'm having fun with this, in case you can't tell. And maybe you'd have a truck here and there, because, you know, you've got your fences up, but maybe originally you kind of had your own haphazard defense system erected, right? It looks really cool. Right, let's get some atrocities. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think we are going to randomize. I think. Oh, sorry. One thing I forgot to do. Tell you what, right? Let's get these atrocities on the go. I think we're just going to full on randomize. It's exciting. I think, and I think 6 is probably the right number. Really, I think any more than 6. It's not a humongous habitat by any stretch. I think any more than 6 is going to look a little bit too much. So it's going to be luck of the draw as to what we get. Okay, I'm assuming you all heard that. I have no idea what that noise was. What was that? Oh well, I'm freaked out. I got no idea what that noise was. That was super close and super loud. Wasn't that? I've got to assume something's fallen over. I'm sitting in the dark. I can't see a bloody thing. Right, Lystrosaurus have a name, so thank you for everyone who gave suggestions. We've got Beabrick, Lucy. We've got Wensleydale, Lily, Mooby, James, or Hammers, Sublorus III, Eater of Worlds, Malteser, which is a lovely name, Lindsay, Mastiff, Petra, Lulu Lad, and there's Beabrick again. So thank you for the name suggestions. We have 6 Atrociraptors in this video. Please do let me know in the comment section what you would like these 6 Atrociraptors to be named. And I will pick some random ones before the next video and include them in the build. So let's get them ship-shaped over. I kind of want to put a little bit of wall. Like, just the tower alone feels strange. Like, I don't think you just have the tower. So maybe just a little bit of wall. Like that. It's probably all it needs. You're floating, aren't you? Yes. Thank you for that. I think the general area can maybe do with a little decoration.
People often talk about the thrill of the chase, but if you got one of these on your tail, you'll soon become the kill of the chase. This right here is the Atrociraptor, a truly tenacious hunter, and it is simply relentless. At least, that's what I'm told. I don't intend to find out firsthand.
Thanks, Cabot. I'm going to leave those on. I mean, I've left them on for the campaign, and usually they annoy me, but I haven't actually heard them because I turned them off before I did the video I did, so it's quite nice actually for me. I get to hear them for the first time, essentially. I don't know, I just want to add a little interest here and there to the walk. I really like this girder stack. Really cool deco. And I will use it a lot. And let's get some foliage in here as well. You don't need to even see it. I think especially if you put the tree base just behind something. I like the idea that the foliage is overtaking the town a little bit, you know? And if you hide the trunk of the tree behind something you're never going to see, then it's a lot easier to make it look realistic. You don't know what's behind there. You don't know if there's like a crack in the concrete or something, you know? You don't know a bloody thing! So we can kind of abuse that. Like so. Not sure about this bit here. Let's get a little wall on there as well. If I was a little wall, where would I be? I would be there. Hello, I'm a little wall. Just so you know. That's what walls sound like. It'd be hard to hear them sometimes. They're a tricky little thing. My desire is to put things everywhere constantly. like just obsessive amounts of stuff. And I don't think that's fading anytime soon. Okay, right. That's enough. Stop, BestInSlot, stop. Okay, so let's meet our Atrociraptors. Oh wait, let's make them happier first of all. Wow, they really do need more space. They're greedy little so-and-sos, aren't they? How do you need more forest? Seriously. Look at it. It's bad. I know they've not got into that corner over there, but still. I guess we could extend the exhibit a little bit. I mean, do I care? You know what? For some reason, I do. I don't know what that reason could possibly be, but I do care. Alright, that's going to give them a little bit more room. I don't want them to have too much room, because I don't want them to disappear, you know? I want them to be visible half the time. Right, let's meet our Atrociraptors. Do we have any cool skins? That one's alright. That one's okay. It's kind of orange and blue. Classic colour combination. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. You never know. Like, I don't like some of the Atrociraptor skins. So it's kind of a look of the draw. But there we go. That is tiger and red by the looks of things. Which is sweet because they're two of the best. Over here we've got tree. Hello, tree. That one's pretty cool as well. Like that. Wait, is that Panthera? I don't think so. What are you? Sonoran Desert and Rana. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this one over here. What's this one? Every time I click on one of these, they're standing in the wrong bloody place. Like, there's this really awkward position with the lighting where, you know, it's directly behind them and you just can't see anything. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet as well. Pretty cool. One of them's in there. We're never going to see again. Oh, it's a bit yellow. That's interesting. There's no pattern on it. Actually, it looks nice without the pattern. I always thought it would look rubbish, but it looks okay. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay, now let's check it out. Actually, first of all, let me just see what this looks like with the lights off. I haven't been building for that, but I would like it to work both at night and day. And I have been putting lights in every now and again. Yeah! Okay, that's pretty sweet. I mean, it naturally lights up anyway, just because of the buildings. Alright, yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, let's go do... Maybe we'll chuck in some coloured lighting and kind of worry about that at some point as well. But for now, let's do ourselves a little tour. First person, that's the transport button. That's the little land over here. Turn off the that. Turn off the that. Ajiki hates me. Can never find it. This needs a bit of love, this area, I would suggest. And that area there. But, let's focus on what we did today. So, we're walking. We're hemmed in. We're drowning in buildings. It's exactly what we want to feel. More decos here as well. Can I slow down? I can speed up, I can't slow down. That's cool. That just looks like it's, you know, parked, which I really like. And you've got a little alleyway down here. It doesn't lead to anywhere, but that's fine. People aren't going to go down here anyway. Yeah, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. The pylon, I think I want more pylons as well. I think I want them drooping across. Like, when you look down here, you should see several power lines, like, in front of you. I think that'll look cool. Anywho, and you get your first glimpse into the exhibit. This one is never going to be the best view, it must be said. This one's a little bit better. You can see a goat. This is what we're really here for. Oh, you can see the chase. Oh, you failed. Lovely if you could climb up those staircases. And this would be your best view possible. And it's a pretty good one. Obviously, the fence kind of gets in the way. But, I mean, it doesn't matter to us, because we can click on the Atrociraptors and look at them, right? It's that balance between how much I want the guests to be able to see. Like, the Lystrosaurus, it makes more sense, because it's meant to be viewed. Maybe we could put a viewing area in. I didn't even really think about that. What if we just put an actual viewing area in? Is that going to look really stupid? It's kind of ruined what I was planning, but I think that's okay. I'm just going to move the tower. Because I think it's nice to have at least one area where you can actually view the bloody dinosaurs. I know that's a controversial idea. I guess that would still function. You know what, we'll just have this as part... Never mind the ladder thing. I liked the ladder idea, but... kind of have that sitting there instead. I think when you're down here, this is what I mean in that you can kind of just stick things together. I think that works fine. You know, it looks a little bit haphazard, but that's kind of part of the charm, right? And there we go. We get a much better view. Lovely stuff. There they are. Nice. Okay. Pretty happy, I think. See how that viewing tower looks. Where are we? I'm very lost. Is this even the exhibit? I think so. It's hard to tell. Oh, it's there. Wow. Yeah, sweet. Now, I paused at this point because there's a tower here, and there's an Atrociraptor there, and I knew what I wanted was to hopefully get a good shot of the Atrociraptor in front of the tower. It's maybe a little bit too far for my liking. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this. How are you still missing forest? How are you still there? Look out! Look! So much space. So much space. You're a beauty. What are you doing? You look like you're doing things. Oh, it's a social animation. There we go. Beautiful. Right, we will end it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Leave some name suggestions down below for our 6 Atrociraptors. Let me know what you think they should be called, and let me know what you think of the build so far. This was the first real idea I had. How the others get done. Like, I like the idea of a black market for the Oviraptor. Maybe the Oviraptor and the Morose. And we'll do like a... we could even throw Listro in there again and just do a whole little black market section. Maybe contain the dinosaurs in cages, which is quite hard to do, but I think we can maybe... we'll see about that. But either way, we could do like a little black market area. I don't know how else we're going to do the town. I like the idea of building like maybe a little plateau, kind of like raised area that maybe is the Giga's territory or something. I do want to mess around with height a little bit more. Maybe we can have a beach. We don't have a beach area yet. Don't know what we'd put there. What would we put on the beach? We could have a beach area though. Makes sense, right? In this kind of region to have, or like a little lagoon sort of thing. There's a lot of potential. Oh, we need one anyway. We need an aviary as well for the Dimorphodons. So what do we do with the aviary? How do we make that interesting? Who knows? Either way, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.